Hello and welcome to Enterprise Tech Spotlight. My name is Keith Hales, the CEO of Infosystems. Here on the Enterprise Tech Spotlight series, we help IT and business leaders get educated and get involved. I'm very excited to be sharing kind of a special podcast with you today in a series we're doing following up from an AI summit we recently had in Nashville. It was fantastic. It was a good time, a good opportunity to really educate customers and frankly just people in the community and a little bit myself as well around the topic of AI and generative AI. We had some great speakers from IBM, really fantastic content they were able to share, and had a good time. So what I want to do today is share with you some content we received from one of our speakers, Alex Feinberg, who works at IBM. He shared a great presentation on AI and automation. And as you think about AI, there's all kinds of directions you can go in this topic. It's really quite interesting. You know, generative AI with ChatGPT and OpenAI has kind of taken the world by storm, but AI has actually been around a long time in different formats that maybe were a little more removed from the general public, that wasn't quite as visible to folks that they would see on a regular basis. And that really ties closely with automation and that whole topic of automation. And where does automation end and AI begin and those types of things. And so Alex, he's really an expert on those things. He did a fantastic job speaking at our summit. We were fortunate enough to have some time with him after he spoke to do a short interview. And so what I would like to do is take some time to really let you listen to that interview. He speaks on some topics of digital labor, where an organization should be investing internally, given the topic of AI and how they might want to think differently about some of their automation examples. And also, frankly, what's going to happen to the workforce as AI becomes more prevalent, as automation becomes more prevalent more and more every day. What does that mean for all of our jobs, right? Are we all going to have jobs, or are the robot overlords going to not only tell us what to do, but they're also going to take away our income? Alex, fortunately, has a good answer around that. So with that, I'm going to let you hear directly from him, and we'll be joining you here shortly.
All right, we're at the Artificial Intelligence Summit with IBM, Aero, and Infosystems talking about artificial intelligence for business. And one of today's speakers, Alex Feinberg, is with me. Alex, could you quickly introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Alex Feinberg. I've been with IBM for about 31 years now. And I specialize in AI and automation.
And Alex, you just spoke to our audience. Give us a few highlights of what you were talking about today.
Sure. I spent a lot of time talking about basically the talent gap. A lot of people, when they start thinking about AI, they think about people losing jobs because of AI, that digital labor will replace human labor, when in fact the opposite is really true in a lot of cases. A lot of the rote, repetitive tasks that people are doing can be replaced by AI to free up knowledge workers to do the work that they're really skilled at and trained for without bogging them down. So with the talent market shrinking, we'll be able to continue doing the valuable business work that needs to be done. And I don't think we need to be so worried about people losing their jobs to AI and automation.
Just what are some of the conversations that business leaders should be having inside their companies right now, not related to ChatGPT and generative AI?
Right. I think what's important is for companies to be looking at what are the tasks that their knowledge workers are performing every day, and which of those tasks can be replaced so that their knowledge workers can focus on strategic business work and not be bogged down with repetitive tasks that can be automated. So a couple of areas that are very big are human resources. There's a lot of work that human resource specialists are doing that isn't getting the best talent. It's moving data from one application to another, context switching applications, rather than focusing on the strategy and acquiring the best skills that they're looking for.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for your participation in today's event. Your content was great. The audience loved it. And any final words for those who are hungry for more information about artificial intelligence?
No, I think every company, regardless of what industry you're in, will be able to benefit with AI, whether it's generative AI or more traditional AI. So look for the opportunities. It's the companies that focus on those opportunities that are going to grow and succeed and leave the others behind.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you were able to enjoy the interview that we were able to have with Alex Feinberg from IBM. As I mentioned, his whole area of skill is around AI and automation, and so he made some great points during that interview that I want to talk through. I think would be good for us to kind of dig a little bit into. If you weren't able to hear his presentation live at the summit, he talked a lot about digital labor, right? And so we all know folks who are who are knowledge workers, right? People who work primarily in front of a computer, primarily using their brains or content that's out there, and they're providing services back to either back to the business, or they're providing services back to end customers as a part of that, right? So this could be lawyers, this could be CPAs, engineers, people who have a skill, and then they leverage technology to try to deliver additional services there. Or it could be internal services, right? Think help desk, think HR, accounting, things of that nature. And so these knowledge workers often are folks who have a great amount of skill, right? So think of all those people that or may have relationships with who work in those types of roles. They're called knowledge workers or digital workers because they're doing a lot of their work digitally these days. The challenge is, as somebody who's been in some of those roles, or at least worked with a lot of people in those roles in the past, um, the fun parts of the job, the parts of the job where those folks are able to use their brains and really dig in, man, that's a good thing. That's why they became maybe a lawyer, CPA, or an architect, or a help desk person, or HR person to begin with. But the challenge is, as we all know, man, it's that drudgery, it's that paperwork, it's that those administrative tasks, right? That administrative work that just grinds us over and over again. And it's not that we don't like helping people. It's not that we think that it's stupid or unnecessary to do those administrative tasks. But man, it's not why we became chose the career path that we did. It wasn't to fill out paperwork, right? It was to actually accomplish something that needs to be accomplished of value and help either our business or help our customers, or sometimes both. And with AI and automation, one huge promise is to just get rid of that drudgery, right? Is that all those repetitive tasks that really, you've thought before, man, wouldn't it be great if a computer could just do this for me? It's not that hard. Then yes, we've finally arrived with a technology to where that's soon going to be a real thing. I don't believe Alex mentioned this in his specific presentation, but I've heard it from other speakers at IBM that internally that 95% of their internal HR requests at IBM are answered by their Watson X tool for their users, right? So think about that. If you're an employee at IBM and you need to do something like update your dependents or change your address, or you need to ask a question about retirement, right, or something along those lines from an HR question, there's really a limited amount of answers that could be for any user, right? You reference the employee, maybe what role they're in, maybe their age, maybe pay bands, a few other pieces of information, and that answer is going to be readily available. And if you're an HR person, and your only job is just to basically cross-reference documents all day, that can't be a lot of fun. Most of the time, HR people really enjoy their job because they're able to help people grow, or they're able to coach people, or they're able to add value to the business in some way where they're able to use their brain. Just referencing, document after document after document can't be a lot of fun. So AI and automation is a way to get there. But then the question becomes, okay, so what do you do with all those HR people or all those other folks that you've now basically eliminated the need for their time? Well, they get to move on and do better and higher task things, right? They get to actually go out there and add more higher value tasks to the business. And whether that is something like HR, or something like a help desk person, or something like an engineer or a lawyer, the value is going to be in maximizing the customer experience by leveraging AI and frankly getting more output at a higher quality and a higher quantity leveraging these AI tools, which means there's going to be a whole world of tasks and frankly jobs created, because you're going to need people that understand the AI models well and how are subject matter experts on those different topics. And so they're going to have to basically marry up subject matter experts and the people that know how to leverage the AI so that they can build a better product. Whether that product's external or internal, it doesn't really matter, because that AI engine is going to be the thing that is adding value and really creating what needs to be created for the business to move forward. And basically, there's going to be companies that choose to invest in this, and they're going to have higher outputs, higher customer experience, higher internal employee satisfaction. And then there's going to be companies that don't. And if you have worse customer experience, worse employee satisfaction, worse outputs, then eventually you're going to be struggling to compete with the companies that are. So AI and automation is a real thing. I will also say that Alex mentioned in his conversations during the summit that he sees it as going to be a real gap, that there's actually a belief that these knowledge workers, that these folks who are able to interact with the AIs and able to understand the subject matter experts or expertise and to marry up the two things, that there's going to be a bit of a shortage of these folks in the marketplace as companies continue to invest in AI and continue to get on this path to give themselves a competitive edge. So I would just encourage you, if you're listening to this and you think that the robots are coming for your job, well, they might be coming for some jobs, but they're going to also create a new opportunity. So you need to be thinking about how you can scale up your team, how you can scale up your company, how you can scale up yourself on how you can add more value around this new arena that is the AI knowledge worker. And so that's something that I would definitely encourage you. So I hope that this was beneficial. I hope this was a useful session and use of your time. Really appreciate you joining us. If you weren't able to join the AI Summit that we had in Nashville, I'm sorry to hear that, but certainly we'd be happy to connect you with the right folks at IBM, folks in our team who can answer your questions around AI, get you more educated, help you get involved and leverage that data inside of your business. And thank you for joining us, and we hope to have you back next time.